If you want to make some serious money on Etsy in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, you got to target the high saturated niche. And that's exactly what I did to make my multi-million-dollar Etsy business. And in this video, I want to share with you guys how to win in a saturated niche market. We hear a lot of times on YouTube saying, hey, find something that has low competition. That's where you're going to win. But the reality is there's a reason why these niches are saturated, because there's so much traffic in those niches. That's where the serious traffic happens. Serious, like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in sales per day. That's what I do with my products. And I want to share with you guys exactly how I infiltrate or win in a high saturated niche. Now, each of these build on top of each other, and it's really important that you follow a sequence, follow the strategy that I'm going to share with you guys today. If you do want to win in these high traffic niches, because they will be saturated, and it really takes true effort to win. You can't win by accident. You can't post something and it accidentally becomes viral. You actually have to put your brain power and time into it. And this video, I'm going to help you with that. The first thing you really want to do is you need to understand your customer in that niche. You got to understand, why does that niche exist? For example, if we're going to be going into a kindergarten niche, we need to understand the buyer. And the buyer is obviously the mother. And we have to understand, where is this mother? We need to understand her concerns and her excitements. And we need to be able to satisfy those demands that she wants. We need to understand her when she comes onto the platform. Now, we need to know that when going to kindergarten, that's the first time their kid goes to school. So it's a very special moment. It's a very, I can't believe my child is here moment. They take a lot of photos. There's a lot of excitement that happens in that area. And we need to understand, what is 100 days of kindergarten? Look, what does that mean? Understanding your customer will then allow you to understand what your customer needs when they come to the platform. So I quickly wanted to show you guys how I do the customer research, who the customer is. So first of all, I'll start with a spreadsheet. This is where we're going to write the notes, just kind of jot down who this customer is, what they're interested in, what other products maybe, what the things that you discover about this product. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to type in, say, kids water bottle. We're going to take a look at the design of already existing water bottles. If you come across with consistent designs, you're like, okay, the mom wants this kind of, or the mom is looking for this kind of product. So then we ask, or the customer. Now we ask, who is the customer? So bottle which my granddaughter, okay, so there's a grandma involved as well. So maybe grandmom might have a different perspective on the customer or on the product. So we want to make sure we keep that in mind. Very good quality. So the quality is a very important factor. The next one, again, I'm going to keep this really short, is I go on admires. I click on the competitor's website and I click on admires. And we want to make sure that this store is cohesive with what product we're trying to sell, that they're not just trying to target this keyword as well. All right, so we just found a store that has literally only water bottles. Then we're going to click on admires, and this will give us a better idea on who these customers are. Maybe even find out the age of the customer or the age of customers' kids, and by just looking at other products that they bought. So this is great ways to do your detective work on who your customer is. When these niches are high saturated, sometimes they're saturated with a lot of sellers that don't understand their customers, and their product is just sitting there without providing true value or without actually connecting or communicating to the customer. Now, if you understand the customer, you're going to have a tether between you and the customer that is much stronger than your competitors. Now, once you understood your customer and you're researching who the customer is, then you're going to have a better way to hyper target specific keywords. Now, even though we are targeting a high saturated niche market, we're not going to spread ourselves thin. In fact, we need to choose a sliver of that traffic that we are going to target. So what we're going to do, if you understood your customer, you're going to hyper target a specific keyword that they are looking for. So if we are doing water bottles and we want to do water bottles for kindergarten, well, we need to understand why those bottles exist. Well, the mom gives the bottle to the child so the child stays hydrated. Now, also, it's important to understand that that bottle needs to be personalized so that when the mother picks up the child from preschool or from kindergarten, that they can find that bottle. So what we're going to do is we're not only going to do a water bottle, but we're also going to add a personalized water bottle. I find a lot of people, when they're selling t-shirts or wallets, they're just putting t-shirt. They're just putting a wallet. They might do some other, female t-shirt for her, t-shirt for him. All of these general keywords. You need to understand, you need to choose your battles correctly, because if you win in those battles, you're going to be winning in a general, broader audience. And now, if you're trying to target a wide selection, say t-shirts or just water bottles, well, you're going to have a less likely chance of actually converting a customer than if you were to choose a specific sliver. The seller that's trying to target a wider audience gets less sales, therefore less data to Etsy whether that product works or not. Now, if you're targeting a very specific sliver, you're getting more data about your product. And if your product is good, then Etsy will then recommend your product to a wider audience. And that's where the traffic Etsy app and other pages comes from. It grows from a very small sliver that you are having success and then it introduces to a wider audience. That's how you generate that traffic that you want. Now, the third one is offer something unique and specific to the customer according to their needs. And this is very important. For example, not only are you going to be doing vinyl, you might be doing engraved, which is something more special, something more durable. But in case of kindergarten or preschool, if you add glitter or some kind of a reflective material that's not just print or not just plain vinyl, something that has a little bit shine and pop to it, well, you're going to be satisfying the mom because the child is not going to be embarrassed of the product, is not going to be embarrassed of the water bottle, thus holding onto the water bottle more, thus drinking the water more. Again, we're targeting a very specific need of the product. And we got to do that all the time, no matter what product you're selling, because if you design the product and you research the product according to the needs, you are going to have a much higher success in that sliver that will then grow to the broader audience. Now, before I go to number 4, I do talk a lot more about understanding your customer in my course. So take advantage of the Black Friday coupon that will expire on Black Friday. So don't miss out. Take advantage of that. I hope to see you in class. Okay, now the fourth one is now after you understood your customer, your target, you're providing value to the customer, you're designing your product according to the customer, then you're going to need to pursue high conversion, high keyword volume products. If your product has the luxury to target so many other customers in other areas. So if we are doing a water bottle, we are doing girl water bottle, hypothetically it's pink, or maybe we can do girl and boy water bottle. Say there's a pink and a blue one. One has a truck that's really popping and it has a lot more texture to it, has a lot more shine to it. And then you have a glitter unicorn and that's your thumbnail. By the way, side note, also talk about this on my course. When you have conflict in your thumbnail, those tend to increase your click-through rate. Now, when you have those two water bottles, you have other keywords such as teen bottle, kids bottle. You're adding these keywords that have very high specific conversion rate to the specific bottle. But then you go further out, back to school water bottle, back to school supplies. You're adding all of these keywords that have very specific direct connection to this water bottle. So if you have a high conversion rate on high keyword volume, you're going to have a much higher success rate on making those sales, and it is the sales that we want. So make sure you don't focus on general products. Understand your customer and funnel your way down to the exact customer needs. Once you figure that out, and then you scale your way out, because Etsy will start to recommend you to those other customers because you've had such good success with this particular sliver. Now, there are 3 different products that I've posted on Etsy, and if you want to see the results on how they do it, check out this video. You're going to be surprised which product wins. And this is me opening up a new Etsy shop right in front of you guys, posting it on Etsy, and you guys get to see the process. So check out the video, and until next time, have a good one.